Thanks, guys. I appreciate the support. Thank you, Rick. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I would just like to first start off by saying that I'm extremely grateful to be given the opportunity to speak in front of you all today. I would like to say congratulations to the class of 2018. We did it. I would also like to thank everyone a part of the faculty and the staff of the athletic department, Dan Guerrero, Christina Riviera, my academic counselor, Linda Lasser, and everyone else that played a role in our time here at UCLA. Thank you so much for your commitment, endless support, time that you've invested to help us get to this point in our lives. We couldn't have done it without you. Okay, so many of you don't know me. If you do, I always like to laugh and smile, and I'm always telling jokes. So I thought I'd open up this speech with a funny story. So when I found out that I was gonna talk at the graduation, I was extremely nervous and scared, and I was like freaking out. And I was like, why me? Like, God is punishing me. Oh my gosh, I'll never sin again, I swear. And I was being so dramatic, which is pretty much me in a nutshell. And then I finally got over it, and I moved past it, and I was like, okay, you can do this. And so I was at NCAA's, and my coaches are here. And I told my assistant coach, Rance Brown, I was so excited. I was like, Rance, you're not going to believe it. I was nominated to speak at the student-athlete graduation this year. I kid you not. He looks at me, and the first thing he says without hesitation is, well, you've been running your mouth for 4 years. You might as well put it to use. I said, no, he didn't. And then at that moment, I knew that I had to come up here and run my mouth one last time for you guys. I wanted to share that story, not just because I thought it was funny, but because it's characterized by a few things I felt were important to talk about. Willingness to take risks, self-doubt, and fear of failure. All of these three things are interrelated, and I experienced all of them just by stepping up on the stage today. And I know we all experience them every time we go to the weight room. Like, oh boy, I don't know if I'll be able to lift today. Self-doubt. Should I even do it? Like, what's the point? Willingness to take a risk. Or, can I even do this? Fear of failure. These three things have unknowingly floated around in the back of our minds since we got to UCLA. The stakes were high from the get-go, and the pressure was on, from our coaches, from our parents, from our mentors, from our friends, and most importantly, from ourselves. Well, we made it here, and we overcame it all. But that's what I wanted to talk about, is that fear of failure. Because the thing about failure is that it already has everyone shook. It's already in our minds. The majority of people you talk to will tell you that their biggest fear is failure. But what is failure? Is it not achieving your desired goal every time you set out for it? Because if that's the case, then I think a more accurate term or description of failure would be life. It happens. It's bound to happen. It's all about how you view it and if you have the internal and mental fortitude to keep swinging. Thomas Edison said, I haven't failed. I just found 10,000 ways that didn't work. And as we sit here under these beautiful lights, we see that he didn't fail. I'm failing right now. Okay. So let's focus on the wins and not the L's, as I'm focusing on the L's. Because true champions don't have time to think about that lesson. If you've never failed, then you haven't reached your max potential. Our jobs are to redefine the lines and boundaries, as our strength coaches would say, maxed out. Nothing is easy, but today we graduate from the #1 public school in America, and we competed at the best athletic program in the world. Now, it might not have been pretty, but through perseverance and belief, each and every one of us got through it. So I say this to leave you with one last thing. As an athlete, I think we've all strived to become game changers. It doesn't take much to identify a game changer. We have Michael Jordan, Usain Bolt, Serena Williams, Mia Hamm, Kobe Bryant, and our very own Jackie Joyner-Kersee. They're all game changers. But at the very same token, we're the likes of those like Martin Luther King Jr., Gandhi, Marie Curie, Nelson Mandela, Abraham Lincoln, and our very own Jackie Robinson. See, it's the latter class of these game changers that made it possible for myself and us to be at this very stage today. So the question I have before us today is, what can we do to change the game for the next generation? Are we selfless enough to serve a cause greater than ourselves? Do we possess the love and compassion to extend a helping hand to those in need? Through our college careers, have we learned anything more than Einstein's theory of relativity or how to cram a 10-page paper in one night? Today we graduate, but tomorrow we become fully inconstant in a divided society. Our true final exam will be to see if whether or not we'll be able to change the game or just sit on the roster and wait. I know that we can do this, and I have the utmost faith in each and every one of us. Thank you.